So when I removed the gas tank, every bolt and piece that held it on was basically welded to itself. So I just cut them off with the angle grinder, if you saw in the video earlier. Well, now I need to get this thing to a muffler shop because I'm going to pass away if I keep driving around in this thing with this exhaust system that's full of holes. So Matt is cutting those bolts off, and we may or may not have any tail lights when we get done, but the main thing is that we're going to get that off there. And we've removed the skid plate off of this one to put on so you can make the tailpipes, because you want to have some type of tank for the tailpipes. Well, I don't have the tank anymore, and I'm not going to remove the tank out of the other Blazer, so I'm going to borrow the skid plate, and he can fashion those around that, which the skid plate is right there. So but yeah, this thing will be almost, if it was rust free, it would be on the road and driving in no time. Because now it runs good, the brakes work fine, it's good to go. So, got the Blazer back from the muffler shop. I decided to take it, because I want to take it out and drive it. I decided to take it to the muffler shop because it was just so bad in here with the exhaust fumes. I couldn't stomach to drive it just down to the corner and back. So we're going to go over, I'll show you, and you'll get to kind of see the brake lines too. The sun's kind of going down, so it's kind of hard to get a good view of what's been done. But this guy over at B&M Muffler in Wausau, he's done, this is the 4th car he's done. They're all old ones, but man, he knows his stuff. He does a really, really good job. I don't know his name, but man, does he. If you've got an old car and you want the stuff tucked up right and done right, he's good. So I'll take a little video of the underside and let's check it out. So that's the tailpipe style I went with. On these, it's kind of weird because they got the back window that rolls down. So you like to have it dumped before the rear axle, fumes inside. If you have them coming straight out of the back, fumes inside. If you have them, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like any tailpipe configuration works on these without rolling fumes up in the cab. So I kind of wanted something of style, and that's what we came up with there. It looks really, really good. And there's nothing underneath that would even hit, like no ground clearance issues. And you can see, and I ended up having an extra set of mufflers. So they're just your Flowmaster or whatever, but as far as the tailpipes and the exhaust system's perfect. I really, really like it. And he tucks it up in the body really well. But yeah, there's the mufflers. I should have cleaned them up some, but it's good enough. And then the manifolds did that, and it looks really, really good. The part that I was curious about was underneath here that goes by the transfer case. Hopefully I can get a good picture of that. But yeah, that's like the hardest part of the whole thing. And he's got it tucked up in there really, really nice. I don't know if you can see up in there the way that is. But yeah, it looks good. Doesn't sound too bad either. I'll get a little exhaust clip, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So check it out. I've been driving this thing around a little bit, and me and my daughter went up to the lake up here and went fishing. So we've been kind of using this thing, go fishing, cruising around, and it'll run and it'll just die. So what I did is I put a probe on the distributor on the 12-volt battery side to make sure I'm not losing voltage right there. So watch what it does. Let me, where'd my other little deal go? Oh, I put it back on here. So check this out. Just 1 second. All right. So right now, you can see it. We got 12.7. Looks weird backwards like that. So we're gonna fire this rig up. It should fire right up. Now watch this thing will run. So there we got 13 volts, which is plenty enough to run an ignition system. We got plenty of fuel. We got plenty of fuel. Watch the voltage. It'll die in a minute. See, 13 volts to the coil on the distributor. So what that tells me is we either have a bad coil, one, or we've got the pickup module in the bottom, that's two, or the shaft, being that this is kind of a cheaper HEI distributor, maybe it's bouncing in there. So that's something I'll pull that cap and stuff off. But yeah, we've got 12.8, so we have power to the distributor. We've got plenty of fuel. I just filled my 3-gallon can up. So yeah, sorry for the lighting if it's bad, but yeah. So let's tear into that and see if we can get it going. Also, it is, when you're on the, get up to about 50, 55 miles an hour, it's blowing fluid out of the dipstick. And I already checked. Usually when that happens is the vent on top of the transmission. Sorry, going 90 miles an hour here. The vent on the top of the transmission usually is stopped up. Well, I took the air hose and I blew that out, and it's still wanting to do it. So either I might unplug the modulator maybe and try to blow that vacuum line out. Maybe it's just building up too much pressure in the transmission. I don't know. Or there's something stuck in the valve body, which goes back to the original reason. They parked it for some reason. I think it's transmission related, and I think I'm just finding out what it is. But we're nearing the end of summer, and the thing doesn't have a heater or anything like that, so it's getting ready to get toward. I'm getting ready to tear into it and work on the rust. But as of right now, I've enjoyed driving it around the lake and taking my daughter fishing and stuff, and it's already getting used for what its intended purpose. So we'll test those next two things and see what's going on.